This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Rose Ochieng joins us in the sign language interpretation for tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, the budget allocation for travel expenses in all government ministries and departments is set to be reduced by up to 50% once a bill submitted to Parliament is passed. This decision was announced by the President, William Ruto, who clarified that despite media reports suggesting a reduction of only 500 million, he is, in fact, planning to cut travel expenses up to 11 billion shillings.
The government is planning to cut travel expenses significantly, potentially by 50% for all ministries and departments. This is as the head of state, President William Ruto, says he is planning to trim travel costs by as much as 11 billion. President Ruto announced this during his address to Voi residents after launching a Gemstone Value Addition and Marketing Center in Voi Town, Taita Taveta County.
Nimepunguza ile pesa ya watu kurandaranda na kuzunguka. Niliona jana watu wa magazeti wanasema nimepunguza milioni 500. Hapana, si milioni 500. Nimepunguza bilioni 11.
President Ruto emphasized the importance of supporting workers in artisanal mining as his government aims at boosting the sector's GDP contribution from the current 1% to 10% in the next few years.
Tumesema safari itagayo gharimiwa na wananchi wa Kenya iwe ni safari italeta pesa, italeta waegezaji ama ilete manufaa kwa wananchi wa Kenya.
To further enable the county, Ruto announced that wildlife revenue collected within Taita Taveta County will be split between the county and the national government, ensuring that local residents also benefit from their natural heritage.
Pale nyuma hakukuwa na mpango sawa sawa. Sasa tumekubaliana tutagawana katikati. Hiyo mazao, hiyo mapato yote. Wewe mungwana utachukua 50%, mimi nitachukua 50%. Tuendeleshe mambo ya
tunashukuru manake tumekuwa na kilio cha hii National Park kwa miaka na mikaka ya kwamba hela yote ilikuwa inaenda serikali kuu, lakini sasa hivi tutaanza kupata nusu serikali kuu na nusu serikali ya Taita Taveta.
In order to boost the mining sector, all individuals and companies operating without licenses have been urged to renew licenses before stern measures are taken. Yvonne Kimuma, KUTV.
Preparations for the 2023 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE and Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA have entered the final stage ahead of examinations which are set to start on Monday. Rehearsals were conducted countrywide with over 2.6 million candidates in Class 8 and Grade 6 expected to sit for the exams. This year's KCPE cohort is the last under the 844 system.
With just 2 days left to the start of the primary school national examinations, major preparations have been registered across the country to ensure seamless running of the process. Class 8 learners will sit for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE as Grade 6 learners sit for the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA.
As a county, we are prepared for all our exams, the KPSEA, KCPE and KCSE, and we've put the following preparations in place. 1, we have done thorough sensitization and briefing of all the contracted professionals, the invigilators, the supervisors, center managers, and even the heads of department at the county level. And we expect to deliver very credible exams.
Rehearsals have been conducted across the country ahead of the exams set to start on Monday next week.
Kila laheri wanafunzi wote ambao wanaokalia mtihani huo na kuhakikishia wale walimu wote ambao wanaenda kusimamia mtihani huo kwa kuhakikisha kwamba kuna usawa, kuna haki na watoto wote wafanye ile kazi ambayo wameisomea miaka hiyo yote.
Over 1.4 million learners are set to sit for the KCPE exams under the 844 system, as 1.2 million others sit for the KPSEA examinations under the new competency-based curriculum.
Kuna mabadiliko mengine ya kwamba si lazima ati wewe ukiwa shule ya hii county uchukue container kwa county yako. Unachukua kwa county ile iko karibu na wewe.
And because of distance, we are picking exams 2 times a day. That is KCSE. So we will have some of our centers, especially in Bunyala, picking exams from Ziaya. It's nearer than picking exams from the Deputy County Commissioner's container.
The 2023 KCPE examinations marks the end of the 844 era in primary schools. Unlike KCPE grading system where candidates are rated out of 100%, KPSEA only accounts for 40% of the final score, as 60% comes from classroom-based continuous assessment tests conducted in grade 4, 5 and 6. Among key concerns that exam stakeholders have addressed include the threat of heavy rain slipping through the country, which stages possible disruptions to the administration of exams.
We have already arranged, in case there be flooding and some schools will be cut off, we have organized to vacate some centers to the nearest examination centers where they will be doing the exams.
We are using all agencies to mitigate on such incidents when they occur. But we are believing that we are going to overcome that.
KCSE exams are already on with over 900,000 candidates registered for the same across the country. Joseph Oyomo, KUTV.
In other news, rainfall being experienced in various parts of the country is expected to spread and intensify in days to come. According to the Kenya Meteorological Department, rains in some parts of northeastern and central parts of the country are set to intensify on the 27th of October and are likely to spread to several parts of the northeastern, the central highlands and south coast. These rains are also likely to be accompanied by gusty winds.
The Department of Kenya has issued an advisory warning Kenyans about expected heavy rainfall in some counties. In the northeastern region, singled out counties include Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa and Isiolo. In central region, Embu, Nyeri, Kiambu, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Murang'a, Meru, Kirinyaga and Tharaka Nithi will also experience heavy rainfall. The same will also happen to the coastal region, especially in Kwale and Mombasa counties. According to the Meteorological Department, residents in all the mentioned areas are advised to be on the lookout for potential floods, especially places where it has not rained heavily. Residents have also been advised to avoid driving through or walking in moving water or open field land, not to shelter under trees and near grilled windows when raining to minimize exposure to lightning strikes. The rains are likely to be accompanied by strong winds which may blow off roofs, uproot trees and cause structural damages. This comes amid El Nino rains that was set to start mid-October, with the weatherman saying that the anticipated El Nino rains will not be intense as it had been predicted. The government had set aside over 10 billion shillings to prepare for the El Nino rains. The rains are set to continue all the way to the month of December. Masiwanjiro, KUTV.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has signed an agreement with the world's largest coffee farm, Java Coffee Company. Following the agreement, farmers will now be allowed to sell their produce directly to the investors, which will, in turn, revitalize the ailing coffee industry.
Coffee farmers have a reason to smile after Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua signed an agreement with Global Java Coffee Company in Belgium that will see them sell coffee directly to the company. The landmark deal was formalized at the company's premises in Rossella, Belgium during Gachagua's official tour to the country. Gachagua, while marketing Kenyan coffee, cited that Kenya has some of the world's finest special coffees and the government is expanding the market, noting that Belgium is also the second largest destination of Kenyan coffee and the gateway to the most European markets through the port of Antwerp.
is undoubtedly the best quality coffee in the world. And we are here in Belgium to persuade you to partner with us and sample the best of Kenyan coffee.
In an effort to do away with cartels, the DP urged the Belgian investors to buy directly from the farmers. In response to the DP's sentiments, Java Coffee Company pledged to purchase Kenyan coffee directly from the local farmers, starting with 700 tons, an act that will soon help small-scale farmers increase their income.
You compare with what is being offered by other people and see what is the best deal that you can get. But I have no doubt in my mind that the one that is directly from the farmer will not only give you the best quality, but it will also give you the best price.
The global company, renowned for its commitment to quality coffee, has also promised to procure a substantial volume of the coffee production, focusing primarily on supporting Kenyan women farmers and cooperatives. This significant step not only fosters international cooperation but also champions the prosperity of Kenyan coffee farmers, marking a momentous stride in the global coffee industry. Vivian Opio, KUTV.
And in an effort to support and empower the boy child, the spouse of the Deputy President Dorcas Rigathi has partnered with the B Central and Close the Gap Kenyan facilities in Brussels, Belgium. The two facilities will help implement different boy-child programs in Nairobi and Mombasa in various areas, including digital space, job creation, empowerment, skilling, among others. The two organizations have been supporting young men in Mombasa for the past 15 years and intend to extend their support in Nairobi. The second lady has also noted that she plans to erect more rehabilitation centers, vocational training centers, health centers, and sports academies to supplement the ones she has already launched. And now moving to the tourism sector, where a collaborative journey to enhance Kenya's industry in terms of tourism has been enforced in today's meeting between the Tourism Cabinet Secretary, who is Dr. Alfred Mutua, and the East Africa Tour Guides and Drivers Association members. The meeting, which was held at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, focused on sharing a commitment to prioritize excellence and promote the country as an outstanding destination for travelers from around the world. The Tourism PS John Ololtua, while unveiling the ceremony of the third collection of the Magical Kenya Signature Experiences, urged tourism providers to expand their products offering to deliver unique, authentic Kenyan travel experiences to travelers while in Kenya. He further urged private sector players in the tourism sector to take a more proactive role in formulating strategies that can maximize the potential in the sector in terms of the economy.
I want to invite the private sector and the other stakeholders that will look at how we capture the independent traveler and how we diversify our markets, and to look at what we can be able to do. We have a lot to offer. We may not have reached the potential. I was looking at their tourism numbers, and they were clocking up to 7 million per year. The same applies to many other countries.
Now, we have so much lined up for you in this particular bulletin, but it's a good thing once in a while to take breaks, as it is good for your health. So we take a very short break. We'll be right back in just a bit.
associate professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pipopa si vuguvugu. Pipopa ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Vijana hoye!
They speak to play politics.
Kila mara yeye ananiwinda kama mnyama. Naambia yeye Mungu iko na sitarudi nyuma.
They speak words strong enough to change policy and the law.
We have a very democratic system. We have a system that is based on the rule of law.
They speak to the heart of the nation for the nation.
Simu imeleta mambo mingi sana. Mimi hata nataka ifungwe kabisa, na ifungwe hata WhatsApp na Facebook zifungwe kabisa.
When facts get lost in all these words, we aim for the truth. Join me, Dennis Omondi, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. as I serve you the news and speak to your leaders and their observers to establish nothing but the truth. Only on KUTV.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. All right, welcome back to KUTV Primetime News, and today we take it a little bit fast, but as you can see, I'm smiling a bit. Many people say I'm usually serious when I'm doing the rest of the news, so I'm smiling a bit. I hope I'm really trying hard to smile more than I do here because we're talking about food. It's good food, flexible budget. And of course, when you're on the dining table, you don't get to frown. You just smile, especially when the food is good. And we're talking about food. People have been saying from a long time that if you don't eat your food like medicine, you will eat medicine like food. That's just one of the sayings that are out there, and that points to the importance of having a good diet as far as life is concerned. Scientists have come to tell us that good food or food generally contributes to your well-being, whether it is mental, whether it is physical, whether it is I don't know about social. Our guest is going to tell us tonight, but we are getting into a very interesting conversation about eating healthy on a budget. Kenyans have been complaining about the tough economic times, and some of us we have relaxed on the part of eating well, and we're eating just whatever is available. And questions have been coming up. Is it possible to eat healthy on a diet or on a budget? On a budget. So I'm joined by Magdalene Joki, who is a clinical nutritionist, to help us understand how exactly we're supposed to be eating a healthy diet. And I want us to begin from a very easy point, which is very hard for us because we seem to have forgotten. Magdalene, karibu sana, first of all.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Let's begin there. what is healthy eating in the first place? You seem to have forgotten.
So healthy eating or a balanced diet is when you consider a variety of different kinds of foods or different kinds of food groups that provide you with a variety of different minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals that are good for your body, or that are good for your well-being of your body.
All right, and so how does a balanced diet look like for you?
So when you consider a balanced diet, the key word should be variety from different food groups, because we normally have 10 different food groups. So you should make sure that your plate in a day or in a serving should include those 10 food groups, and they should include a variety from those 10 food groups. So what we consider is the variety and the quality of the nutrients and the vitamins that you get from those kinds of foods.
Would you kindly allow me to allow us to have a picture, probably with food examples?
Okay.
Have a picture. We have a table right here. If you were to set this table, if you were to have it with a healthy diet, what does that look like? Probably with examples of some of the foods that are available in the country.
They're available in the country. So we have do I say whole grained maize, or do I say the one that you take maize and then you what do we call you're
talking about are you talking about crushed maize or processed maize?
Just maize that is made into flour.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
milling.
Milling.
Right. Okay.
So we have maize flour, and then you can accompany that with a variety of vegetables. For example, you can do cabbage, and then you can do greens. So, and then you can also choose from another food source, maybe something like protein. We have plant-based proteins and we have animal-based proteins. But of course, plant-based proteins are cheaper if someone is looking for something that is within a low budget. Yes.
All right. Talking about that, it's important for us, as you point, to be on a healthy diet in terms of how we eat, and of course the elephant in the room is where we are headed to right away. Because people have been asking in these tough times, am I able to observe a strict diet that is all round, to have all those elements in my plate for a day or for a meal? How is that possible for a Kenyan who is struggling financially?
One thing, Kenyans are not very good at doing meal plans. For example, someone can do a meal plan prior, maybe at the beginning of the week. Maybe consider the kinds of foods that they're going to buy, and should also consider foods that are in the season. You should also consider food that are in the season. And one last important thing, you should look at food color. I mean, you should, when you're having your plate, make sure that you have different kind of colors. That is a representation of different minerals and vitamins that you can get. So I'm taking a simple example of how someone who's in the market, maybe they have their list. So as they buy the product, as they buy the food, they should check a representation of different colors, and also examples, as I've told you, from the different food groups, so that at least they can have a balanced meal. And of course, we have cheaper options in every food group. In every food group.
Can you point us to some of the cheaper options for someone who might be asking, this thing looks far-fetched for me? What are some of the cheaper options? Don't be afraid to mention names, because I mean, it's not a company. These are things that are grown everywhere in the world.
Maybe I can take you through the different food groups and the examples we can have in each food group. So we have the first food group. We have grain and grain products. So that will include the milled maize, as I've talked of. That one is very cheap because currently I think we are having maize in the country. Yeah, so someone can just go buy. And for those who cannot afford the ones that are in the supermarket, they can have that option.
Waende kwa kisiagi.
Yeah, waende kwa kisiagi. If you can, in fact, that one it's more healthier because it has a lot of fiber. And when you take something that has a lot of fiber, you'll tend to be fuller for longer. Because if you have something that has less fiber, you're gonna feel hungry soon, and already the glucose is already released into your blood. It's gonna spike your blood within a very short time, and then it's gonna be soon digested and eliminated from your system. So we have that, and then another food group that we have vegetables. So we have a variety of vegetables. So you can do kales, you can do spinach, and then we have orange and yellow vegetables. We have something like carrots. We have something like pumpkin. You know, most people think pumpkin is what do we say? It's a tuber. Actually, pumpkin is a vegetable. So you can have that, and then we have eggs. Do you know that eggs is a whole food group? Yeah, eggs.
Talk to us about that.
Eggs is a whole food group. So I'm just breaking down the food groups. They're supposed to be like 10. Yeah, so we have eggs as a food group. We also have milk and dairy products. So that is another food group. And also we have pulses and legumes. So that includes something like beans, lentils, kamande, like that. Yeah, so we have that. So for those who cannot afford meat, fish, poultry, they can do pulses and legumes because they will also have gotten protein from that. And also we have milk and dairy products. That is another food group. And then we also have another food group that we say other vegetables. Yes, other vegetables. That includes cucumbers, tomatoes, like that. Yes.
All right, thank you so much for that particular outline. You won't believe it, our time is up for the conversation. I told my viewers tonight we have our program is really tight, but we'll be sure to bring you back for a proper conversation. We've just scratched the surface, so we'll come back and just now spread the table and make sure everyone gets to understand it in a better way. All right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry to cut you short at this particular juncture, but we shall continue this conversation in another time.
Okay.
All right, so this is Magdalene Joki joining us this particular time, talking to us about eating healthy on a budget. But we continue with the stories, and in a bid to protect the girl child against female genital mutilation, parents in Embu County have been cautioned against exposing their girls to the harmful practice as schools come to a close. Elsewhere, teachers in Ruto, Kiambu County have been advised against charging candidates for lunch ahead of the national exams.
Leaders in Embu County have issued a stern warning to parents planning to take their girls through the outlawed female genital mutilation. Led by Deputy Governor Kinyomugo, they noted that perpetrators involved in such harmful traditions will face legal action, adding that they will not allow anyone to destroy the lives of the young girls.
Tutapigana na mtu yoyote ambaye atajaribu kitendo hiyo ya kuharibu wasichana wetu, kwa sababu huyu msema wakati unamharibu unaharibu vitu vingi katika maisha yake, katika mwili yake, ambayo inamdhuru hata wakati mwingine wakati ako mtu mzima.
And teachers in Ruiru, Kiambu County have been advised against charging candidates for lunch that has already been paid for during the national examinations. While presenting a check of 2.5 million to feed 8,154 candidates in the constituency, Area Member of Parliament Simon Kingara stated that a feeding program sponsored by the Nganga Kingara Foundation will feed KCPE and KPSEA candidates.
Nasikia kuna walimu wameitisha watoto pesa ya chakula wakati wa mtihani. Kama wewe mwalimu unanisikia, rudisha pesa. Sisi tutagharamia 100% siku zote za mtihani. Kwa hivyo hakuna mzazi hata mmoja anastahili kuitishwa pesa. Wacha hiyo pesa ikafanya kazi nyingine.
Elsewhere, Mathioya Member of Parliament Edwin Mugo has addressed the possible increment of secondary school fee, adding that the National Assembly is committed to exploring other options before the fee is increased. He assured residents that Parliament, through the Education Committee, hopes to ensure that the assigned capitation reaches the school on time to reduce shortage of funds in schools.
The Education Committee in Parliament is well versed on this matter, and they are looking at it. And actually, the problem is not even the school fees. The problem is the capitation. And this is something that we are looking at as Parliament to ensure that the current capitation that is given to each kid, that the whole amount is dispersed to schools.
In Migori County, trafficking of bang and methanol is said to be on the rise along Kenya-Tanzania border. According to Mr. Phineas Onyango of Migori County Anti-Drug Use Society, it is estimated that the volume of smuggled bang and methanol shot from 18 tons in 2015 to around 27 tons in 2022. Meanwhile, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, has called for parties involved in non-felony cases to seek alternative dispute resolution in a bid to decongest prisons in the country. Speaking at the Rumuruti Medium Prison during the marking of the Legal Awareness Week, KNCHR advocate Noreen Wewa noted that most cases could be resolved if only ADR would be embraced early enough.
As a commission, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, we actually advocate for ADR in cases that warrant, especially the cases that are not felonies. Yes, we encourage the parties involved to settle the matter out of court if possible.
The Legal Awareness Week runs from the 23rd to the 27th of this month with the theme Unlocking Justice, a collective effort to decongest and deliver legal aid. Julie Ongaki, KUTV.
University football team, better known as Hardnuts FC, has today lost 1-0 to the University of Uruguay in the quarterfinals of the International University Sports Federation Games in Xinjiang, China. Hardnuts FC finished second in Group B after winning 4-2 against Split University from Croatia before losing 2-1 to Paulista University of Brazil in the second game. The World University Games are expected to come to an end on the 31st of October 2023. The Swahili elders said a saying that asiyekubali kushindwa sio mshindani, the meaning in English that whoever does not accept defeat is not a worthy competitor. Kudos to Hardnuts FC from Kenyatta University. I mean, being in that combination of Croatia, Brazil, and Uruguay, which are particular countries that are very famous and specialists of soccer, it's such a place to be and to learn much more about this sport. We come to the end of our conversation for tonight. Now, KUTV today has been here with a lot of live activities, from Small Cave in Top in Africa to Mizizi ya Habari with Israel Omwai to Pastor Albanas Mwania with Safina Live, and yours truly with KUTV Primetime News. We take you to another live event, which is KU Culture Week. Mr. and Miss KU will be crowned tonight. And as you can see, live pictures from the Bishop Square of Kenyatta University. Stuff is already going down. This is an interesting thing to be watching right now. So you better grab your favorite drink and sit down, enjoy a couple of hours of just showcasing of amazing stuff as far as fashion and entertainment is concerned, right here on KUTV, as we get to see what's happening with the KU Culture Week edition of 2023. We've come to the end of our conversation tonight, but the conversation doesn't stop here. We shall continue to engage you on our KUTV News. Mizizi Weekendi and Weekend Live joins you tomorrow, and you shall be joining us as well to get you to be informed of what's happening in the country and beyond our borders. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Rose Ochieng. My name is Motegi K. Martin. Good night.